This is Baja Edge of Control HD. The biggest question is why? Why was this made in HD? It was already HD before. There's free rides, regular rides, just under the race category. You got a robust multiplayer, split screen, online multiplayer, and of course the career. With new difficulty settings so that people can play this, because apparently it was very hard back in the day. I'm going to jump on this circuit here and kind of roll along it. So anyways, yeah, this is kind of what it looks like. The original game came out on 360, PlayStation, and stuff back in the day. This one's available on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. And also will be, I guess, optimized for the higher end versions like the One X and the Pro, and on PC and stuff. So with those versions it will be running at pure 4K. Here's just regular 1080 though, with crisp fluid frame rate. And really it's not that impressive looking. I mean, it kind of still looks like it belongs in 2008. I don't know, this must have been cutting edge back in the day, I guess, or just alright. I don't really think it's held up too well. That being said, it's not terrible to look at. It looks fine. If you're kind of like going really fast, you don't really notice too many of the details and the really awful kind of environmental sprites. That being said, it actually is kind of fun to play and it drives really well. There's tons of vehicles to move through across different classes, circuits, races, and just like free play races if you want to do those. There's over 100 tracks, which I think is just phenomenal. All taking place in these crazy ass desert areas. There's some other kind of terrains, but apparently the Baja is just intense. Rolling along here. Yeah, so what's supposed to be interesting about this game is the destruction elements. The fact that your vehicles get damaged and you kind of get them maintained. Different parts of it can break, your suspension can get just wrecked. But I mean, at this point, those aren't really huge details in a racing game because all racing games have that, and all racing games are very large and complex nowadays. So which kind of makes me to the question of, I'm not sure why this was like remastered or HD'd. I get that it's part of THQ Nordic's sort of using the old properties maybe to fund new properties, so that might be what they're doing. I just don't see a lot of care that was done into this project to really make it shine though. I mean, the cars look fairly nice, but the terrain is kind of average. In the far distance, it looks actually really good. But again, though, like, this map doesn't look too bad, but some of the earlier ones where they're smaller and you're not really going as fast, you can really see some of the details not that impressive in that regard. That being said, I mean, the scale and how fluid it is perfect. It runs fine. The multiplayer options for local split screen are fantastic. And there's just like really a ton of content present within the pack, so that's impressive. I mean, if you really want a cool little off-road racing type game, which I actually prefer these more rugged type racers like the early Dirts and the kind of Forza Horizons. Those are my favorite racing games. I don't really like general racing games. Like, I don't like the motorsports on the circuits and stuff, but I do like the little off-the-terrain kind of little a simulation, more arcadey. That being said, there are a lot of simulation aspects in this as far as the car breaking apart and stuff like that, and you can tweak all those settings. And again, yeah, if you were having trouble back in the day, because I read up on this kind of extensively to kind of prepare, there's like an easy mode now, and you can adjust the AI when you're just regularly racing, so it should be a lot more interesting, I guess, and fair, because I'm sort of blowing away the competition here, and I have been the entire time. That being said, I come here to race as not to be challenged, just to fun and kind of blow down the courts. It's kind of like a desert terrain. There's lots of different biomes from what I've seen thus far, but they are really more sand focused and desert focused. There are some greenery levels, but this is mostly the type of terrain you can see. This being the Baja, I guess there's some really extensive races. There's some ones that run like an hour and a half, and 3 hours, which are like a connection to circuits or something, and I was just like, yeah, no thank you. But I mean, I've just been rolling through the campaign here and kind of moving through the classes, checking out the different vehicles. and pick just one of the circuits to try out and show off. Move through the kind of thing just well. I'm going to go on to another race here. See, that wasn't too bad, and then you can get like labels for your vehicles, and you get XP, and you get money. And then you use the money to tune your vehicles and buy upgrades and buy new vehicles and move up the tiers, and you kind of know how it works in these racing games. We've played a lot of them. Well, everyone has at some point. Now we're on to another map here. It's kind of completing and working in the circuit. And this one seems to be a little bit more off-road. I do like some of the creative designs of the levels. There's one wild one where it's like 3 different lanes that you go at the same time, and they all wrapped around differently on the island. I thought that one was really cool. This one's neat, I guess. More open. Some of the tracks are more narrow, some more free. It just really varies. There's lots of different types of racing too, because you saw like the rally and stuff in the main menu, and the Baja tracks style. And then there's like slope racing, where you're kind of going up the hill. Lots of different options, depending on what kind of driving you like to do. The controls are actually pretty good, and it responds really well. Doesn't really feel like an old game. I'm sure it looks like one, but feels nice. So I guess, I mean, if you like the original, you're definitely going to appreciate the minor boost, and while making it look the same. I'm still not too blown away by it. I find it kind of like average overall, but that being said, it's still kind of enjoyable. Racing the tracks here. Yeah, I kind of like the backdrops. I think they're sort of nice, especially there's one where it's like just this vast sort of cannon. Yeah, you can see that over there. Canyons, I guess. Off in the distance. Doesn't look too bad. And it does run really, oh my god, that guy passed me. Run really smooth, as you've been seeing. Been literally no performance issues from any aspects of gameplay, no matter what levels I've been playing. And this is just like not very far into the actual campaign area when I'm checking this part out. I mean, like, the lighting's been improved, definitely. Some of the visuals have been touched up a little bit. And for the most part, it's not a bad remaster package. And again, probably 3rd time I've said this, I don't get why this was picked for it, but I guess it's nice seeing old games come back anyways to run better. And why not? Oh, looks like we got a big yacht in the distance there. And them little bunnies that run across the kind of path occasionally. Suicidal, crazy things. Whoa! And if I didn't mention, you can jump back onto the track if you need it with a shortcut button. Those are the bumpers together. Oh, looks like a bit damaged, but it doesn't matter. I finished it. Zoom, zoom. I kinda wish the loading was a little bit faster, but it's not too bad. I also do like how the tracks are a little bit more free. You don't necessarily have to stay directly on the path. It does know when you're directly trying to cut a corner, and it will reset you, but yeah, it's alright. I did have one issue though. I actually got stuck inside of a cactus, which I thought was funny. Not like stuck on a cactus, not like I hit a cactus on the side of the road. I actually got like wedged inside of a cactus. Thought that was pretty funny. Rolling along here. But that aside, it's been mostly clean racing since then. Just that one incident, but still funny and worthwhile to note. If you haven't already noticed, you got elements of the HUD, you got your laps and everything. You can kind of customize what you see, kind of like using the D-pad at any time. Never show when damaged. Kind of change the zoom in on the race, and kind of panel there in the GPS if you need it. Probably don't, but that's cool. Jeez. And there are just like a stack of vehicles. Soundtrack's actually not bad. It's really loud and pumping and kind of gets you going. Thought that was well selected. I think some of the songs feel a little bit dated, so I don't know if it's the exact same set list, but yeah, it's definitely some songs I haven't heard in a while. And there's different views too, but I don't want to do that and mess up my race here and get a weird angle going. Oh my god, this guy right here. Stop him, man. Ooh. And on to the final lap. Setting records like crazy. Yeah, the game kind of has a recognition thing for all your kind of achievements. Oh, it looks like we got some damage there. And it sort of keeps track of those across all the different modes and everything in the main menu. So definitely, yeah, all kind of ties in together no matter where you're playing, all the different content. And you can race anything at any time. It's all unlocked from the racing area. You don't have to just sit there and work in the campaign to unlock regular quick play content, which is nice. I hate when games do stuff like that. As you can see in the rendering, most of the stuff just loads in right away no matter where you are. Like, it doesn't come in and out, so that's nice. There are a couple little shrubs that do that, but for the most part it's really not noticeable unless you're looking for it. Yeah, a little bit of green out here, nice. Oh, just deadly. I also like the details and kind of the dirt, how your wheels are firmly placed into the dirt and cutting it. I noticed in some racing games it kind of looks like your vehicle's floating to some degree. That kind of bothers me a bit. Whoa, guys. Getting all aggressive here. Yeah, this one's a little bit more green, which is nice. Variety. That's the nice thing. The variety there is that there's so many maps. You get so many different kind of unique races. So you're not just constantly cycling the same ones over and over. You don't really get to learn the tracks, but you get a nice selection. Get out of here. And I did notice there's some minor aspects of the environment that you kind of bump and knock over, like certain signs and stuff. So it's not just like stiff items everywhere, if that makes sense. Some racing games you just get like hit a pole and you might get stuck when you should get knocked over and stuff. Physics, that's what it is. There's some physics to it. Kind of see that with the fence that I'll try to bump into on the next lap around here. Get back on the racetrack. See, looks kind of crappy, but the grass gets kicked up and stuff. So there's nice little touches like that that make it feel better. And it's not like totally terrible looking. Yeah, could look better. Skybox is really nice. And I wish it was a little bit more dynamic though. There you go, you can see some of the fans getting kicked out there. Let's guy's got a little bit of a firm lead on me, but I feel like I'll catch up over the next couple of laps. There's still a fair bit to go. Set a record. Might actually need maintenance on this one. I don't know, see if we can push it. Yeah, I push it or not. Whoa, the AI is putting up a challenge here. I don't like that. Whoa, man. Well, I guess I don't really need this considering I won all the other challenges, but I still like to come in first all the time. Because why not? Yeah, we're only on lap 3. Get out my lap after this. That is probably not good. You guys think that's good? I don't think that's good. And the tires and brakes and stuff too? That's not good. Why isn't his vehicle smoking? Stop to repair. I don't have time. I gotta push it. Hopefully something bad doesn't happen, but you know, so I gotta risk it. There's only like fire coming out of my vehicle. It's probably not a big deal. Happens all the time. Throw some snow on it, patch it up with some hockey tape, it's all good. At least my vehicle's kind of together, I guess. I like that one guy's. Go, go, go. It's a race against time. Yeah, we're near the end. We're totally gonna make this. Imagine if it just like dies out on like the track and it'd be like, come on. I wouldn't be surprised. Come on, we're right there. Right near the ending. That was nice. Alright, here we go. Here's something a little bit faster, just on one of the random races that I set up. You can get a little bit look at the customization. There's different kind of models you can choose for colors and stuff per vehicle, and you can change the tuning, make it faster or slower. And I kind of just wanted to show off this sort of fast-paced, more open area level. See the dust getting kicked up everywhere, and look at the speedier vehicles moving around. And the respawn on the track there, so you get a look at that. Wow, they're really taking it on this one. But anyways, that's Baja Edge of Control HD remaster, kind of why. So if you like racers, it's a solid selection of maps. You can play local, single player, online, multiplayer, local, multiplayer, online. All those sorts of options for playing in however you'd like.